Hello everyone and welcome back to Causes Gaming. Today we're gonna take a look at few more pieces of news, or more specifically at one piece of news. We're gonna take a look at a new VR headset that has been recently announced by Valve, and some more details have finally leaked about it. So yeah, this is the VR headset in question. As you can see, you know what? It actually looks pretty box standard. And I've actually expressed my own personal opinion on VR a few times, pretty much stating I still think it's too early for it. There are quite a few problems for mainstream production of VR headsets. Mainly, it is price. The fact that you have to pay like $500 to $700 for a good VR headset is just way too much money for most people. Whether you like it or not, that's not something most people are actually willing to pay for a VR headset. But Valve, nonetheless, has decided that they are going to give it a try with their device called the Valve Index. And recently we had a leak of the Steam page for this device, and there were a few more details about this, so let's actually take a look at these. I'm gonna apologize for the quality. All I could find is a screenshot of the page. The page isn't available anymore, so yeah, with that, wrong button. So yeah, you can see the Valve Index headset. And if you're gonna try to read this, you're going to find that there's actually a lot of placeholder text here. It says displays, optics, audio, ergo experience the infinite virtual world of Valve Index. Laudem ipsum doros sit amet, consectur aperitum elit. Yeah, placeholder text. And but we get to see few information what this thing should actually include when it releases in terms of hardware, where obviously it's going to have the headset itself. It's going to have integrated headphones, a tether with DisplayPort 1.2 and USB 3 connections, a power adapter, which one is again pretty obvious, regional power adapter plugs, 2-phase gaslets, and a cleaning cloth. Which actually is pretty interesting because we don't really get that much stuff with this headset. I was personally expecting that we would also get controllers. Maybe that will be like a more expensive bundle. Who knows? Obviously, this is just a leak. This is a very early version. Probably somebody's working on this at Valve and they just clicked publish instead of save as a draft or something like that. But we do get to find the release date, which you can see right here, June of 2019, which is insanely early, I gotta say. Like, wow, this is really early. But that is not the most interesting part, in my own opinion. That can be found if we scroll further down and we take a look at the system requirements. Well, we get a dual core with hyper-threading as minimum for processor, 8 GB of RAM, and an NVIDIA 970 or an AMD RX 480, which I gotta say is actually quite low for VR. In terms of recommended, we have a quad-core CPU and an NVIDIA 1070 or better, which honestly I think isn't that unreasonable with the newest graphics cards being released from NVIDIA that will work pretty much. The 1660 Ti is the equivalent of a 1070, and that's a mid-range graphics card. So the big question remains, sadly we don't get to see this one. We don't know what the price of this thing will be. And honestly, that's what it really comes down to. If the price will be good, then people may buy this. If the price isn't good, oh holy fuck, it will not sell at all. So my own personal guess for a price at which people would be willing to buy this is a maximum of $350, including taxes. If it goes any higher, man, people are just going to have a hard time saying, oh man, I really like this, but this is a price for which I'm usually paying for a phone. And a phone is a device you carry with you all the time. It can be used for pretty much anything these days. And this is the device you're going to use at one spot and very occasionally. This is not something you're going to be carrying with you. This is not something you're going to be taking on vacations. This is something you're going to have at home for very specific games that you will not be playing all the time. And anything that goes above $350 sort of breaks a psychological barrier. Honestly, I think a better price would be $300 or $299 or euros or whatever, where most people would be like, okay, that's a price for which I'm buying a phone for my kid. I'm going to buy myself something nice. But if it goes above it, it starts to get into that criteria. You're like, I like it, but it's a bit pricey, and some people will buy it, some people will not buy it. And again, if it goes above the 350, maybe 400, is just going to be out of question for a majority of the people. And it sort of breaks the point where it makes sense because, well, honestly, a lot of people would just go rather buy an Oculus Rift for which they know how it performs. They can find a lot of reviews. They can maybe even go and try it very easily out. And even richer people will just go and buy an HTC Vive Pro. So, yeah, we will really have to see whether Valve picks a reasonable price point for this thing. If they don't, it's going to be a hard sell. Another question also obviously is whether this headset will be supported by the majority of the games available on the market, because some of them are available only for the Oculus Rift, some of them are available only for the Vive. A good deal of them are actually available for both. But if Valve actually manages to work with the majority, if not all of the games, then they might be in a good position. If they don't, they will be again in a sort of position where it's hard to justify buying this when there are already devices on the market that can do the same thing. Sort of imagine how Windows Mobile was. You know, Android, iOS already existed, then Windows Mobile came out, and well, I actually know a bunch of people who really prefer the system. I personally didn't like it. I was already too used to Android. But they eventually had to switch as well, because there just wasn't enough apps, games, just enough support for the system in general. And while Valve has the benefit of also being the largest gaming platform there is currently at the market, they could find themselves in a position where it's actually not very easy for them. So we will just have to see whether Valve can actually nail this thing or whether it will just suck. Hopefully, I actually hope they manage to nail this thing. I hope they manage to get it at a good price point, but I'm still skeptical. There's still the spacing issues for VR gaming. A vast majority of people just cannot dedicate a whole room purely for nothing else than VR gaming, because you actually can't even like have a working space there, because you need a ton of free space just to play in VR without knocking into anything. So hopefully they manage to nail it. Again, the price will be the key factor. If they really want it to sell, they need to go under $300, in my opinion. That's the price point where the mainstream public will actually start thinking about this. Otherwise, it's just too high. And now it's time to look at 3 interesting games on Steam that you should actually at least take a look at. Maybe they will pique your interest. First one is called Maze Wars. And Maze Wars is a roguelike, the real-time battle game for maze dungeons. This has come out just today. It's available for only $3.29. That is an amazing price, to be honest. The game for such a price is not likely going to be that amazing, but you know, it's $3. It's not like you should really expect something that will make you just cry out of passion for this game. It's something just, yeah, maybe it's gonna be fun for a while. If not, I spent $3. Who the heck cares? It's still about 4 to 5 times less than what you would pay for a movie. Yes, obviously this is a mobile port, but mobile games lately have been getting better and better and better. If you're not willing to play mobile ports on PC, maybe even check this out on mobile. Maybe that would be a better option for you. The second game we're going to take a look at is called Jetstream, and this is just a calm, relaxing puzzle game that looks just beautiful. Yeah, you just tell a plane where to go, trying to solve a puzzle. It looks gorgeous, I will say this. The game looks gorgeous. And again, I wouldn't be surprised if this was a mobile port, but who the heck cares? Such easy to make puzzle games. Oh, easy to make. It's not even easy to make often. It's just very cool. And if you're just looking for something calm, something to relax while you're playing on the phone or on your PC, Jetstream might be totally up your alley. Jetstream is available today in about an hour since I'm streaming this. Sadly, there is no price currently available, but the game is gonna be $10. So yeah, it's a bit pricey. It's 100 levels of puzzling. Who knows? Maybe it will be worth it. Maybe it will not be worth it. And the last game, which I definitely think will be worth it, is Serious Sam Tormental, which is a 3D roguelike top-down shooter in the Serious Sam franchise. And man, I have grown up with Serious Sam. He's just a true successor to Duke Nukem. And if you're looking for something just silly to play, that's also a bullet hell with somehow roguelike mechanics. I really don't know how those are added into this game. It's not available at this moment, but it's going to be available in about 2 hours. Yeah, check this out. I'm probably going to just buy this just to see how it plays and maybe make a review of this one. But yeah, I'm sure it's going to have some great catchphrases because that's something Serious Sam always had, and crazy, ridiculous weapons because, again, that's something Serious Sam always had. And with that being said, that's going to be it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed today's little piece of news, and if you did, maybe consider clicking the like button, subscribing. I would really appreciate it. It would really help me out grow this channel. Be sure to leave a comment, tell me what I could do better to improve the series. Yeah, it's something new I've been doing, so I'm more than open to any kind of suggestions. See you guys later with more gaming content.